Hello, my beautiful souls and astrological lovers. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I am Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. And today we are diving deep into the mysteries of your future with this exciting pick a card reading. Are you curious about what the next 6 months holds for you? Whether you're seeking clarity on love, career, personal growth, or any other aspect of your life, today's reading is designed to give you the insights you need to navigate your path with confidence and grace. Now, before we begin, take a moment to center yourself, take a deep breath, clear your mind, and focus on the question. What does the next 6 months have in store for me? Say it out loud, say it in your head, say it to yourself, or maybe you can even write it down. When you are ready, you're going to focus and choose the card pile that calls out to you the most. Remember to trust your intuition. It will guide you to the message you need to hear. Let's unlock your future together and see what the universe has in store for you. For pile 1, we have the Wild Unknown Tarot with this beautiful glass of citrine crystal. Next, we have the Black Tarot with this aquamarine crystal. And that is pile 2. For pile 3, we have the Fountain Tarot with green aventurine crystals. And for pile 4, we have the Tarot of the Curious Creatures with the red agate crystals. I am going to be pulling some oracle cards to assist us with this reading. Remember to trust your intuition. It will guide you to the message you need to hear. Let's unlock your future together and see what the universe has in store for you. And before we start the reading though, check out my sponsor. Hello there, my beautiful souls. I am Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Are you ready to take your spiritual journey to the next level? Introducing Danyell's Astro Tarot Elite Club, your exclusive getaway to daily insights, cosmic guidance, and so much more for just $4.99 a month. As a member, you'll receive daily readings designed to align your day with the universe's energy. Start each day with clarity and confidence. Do you need a personal reading, or do you want to have your astrology chart read fully? With being a member, you also can enjoy exclusive discounts on all my offerings just for our elite members only, all for just $4.99 a month. That's less than a cup of coffee. Join Danyell's Astro Tarot Elite Club today and elevate your spiritual path. If you are new here and you don't know how you pick a card, the timestamps will be listed down below. I will see you at your reading. All right, pile 1, you have made your choice. Let's get started with your reading. For those of you who chose this pile, here are your messages for the next 6 months. Are you ready? And remember, you picked the citrine for your crystal. And we'll set that right. Actually, we'll set this like here. So this is going to be simple for you to understand the spread. What we're going to do is go over the overall theme of each month. We're going to go over the challenge of each month, the opportunity of each month, advice for each month, and I will even break it down to love, career, and money, all the aspects of life. Let's get started. So first we have the High Priestess for the first month coming up in the next 6 months of your life. And the High Priestess is the theme, so you're going to be really focused on your intuition. You're going to be focused on your emotions. This is also things that are hidden, things that are more receptive, is more internal. You may be staying inside for a month, and not every day of that month, but just really focusing on internal healing and emotional healing, also your dreams and your intuition. That's going to be the big theme of that month. Also, the challenge that you're going to have is that losing money may be a theme, or not the theme. Losing the money for the first month may be happening for you. We'll get some advice about that in a minute, so don't freak out. But you may be losing some money or overspending, or maybe giving a lot of money. I'm going to say it looks like you're losing some money, and that's fine. Life is about ups and downs. Money is a transactional energy. It's not something that you just hold on to forever, right? It comes and goes. It flows with life. So don't panic. I just wanted to be honest. That would be the challenge. The opportunity for you in the first month of the next 6 months is that there's movement here for you. There's progression. You will either be growing, you will be progressing in some type of arena. Maybe not in money, but maybe in love, maybe traveling. And maybe that's why you lost a lot of money. Even though you're staying inside, there's some growth here. There's some progression happening for you in this first month. Maybe you are growing a business. And the advice is to focus on your family, to focus on your relationships, because there's abundance in that. Tangible items don't necessarily mean everything for you. Now let's do the next month. And the main theme, again, the main theme for the second month is relationships. You may also be focusing on a water sign, someone who's a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio may be the focus. It will be a male of some sort, but someone who is also young, maybe a child who is a water sign, or maybe it's a young person who is a male who is also very intuitive, very emotional, very sensitive in a good way. They're very in tap with things that are not things that you cannot touch in this world, but they're in tap with their dreams. They're in tap with their emotions. They're very psychologically aware. And that could be the theme for you as well. There could be a huge message coming your way that is in a theme of healing, that's in a theme of spirituality, that's in a theme of relationships. Also, because this is the Knight of Cups, right? I'm really thinking there is a relationship that could be happening. A romance is blossoming for you in the second month. Whether you are already married or if you're already in a relationship, this month is focused on romance and love. Now, the challenge of the month is also the relationships. The challenge is the person you are in love with. This person, whoever you are so in line with, is causing you some challenges. This also challenge could also be communication. This is the card of Gemini, and this is a big deal for you in this month. So this second month coming up for you, communication there may be a retrograde happening in Mercury for you, but there is some type of communication. It's not in the upright, so it's not going to be too over challenging, and it's not something that you can't communicate yourself because there will be a blockage of some sorts. But there is some type of communication coming your way, and maybe you don't like the news that is being said. This also could represent a person who talks a lot, or someone you are in line with, and actually you guys don't talk at all. You're so in line, you guys have the same values. This person or this energy is going to be the challenge of the month. And we have the opportunity of the month is that you are going to transform. Looks like this second month is huge because the second month has some major arcanas in them, 2 of them. There's a transformation happening, a rebirth. Or maybe you're giving birth to something, or maybe there's a cleanse happening. This is also a very deep energy. So the second month, which makes sense from this first month, you did your spiritual healing. That was the theme of that. And now you're really going deep. There's some psychological healing that is happening. This is positive. This is not negative. So I know the card may look doom and gloom, but in actuality, it's a very positive energy because you are cleansing yourself and you're basically being reborn in some sort, and it could be with relationships. Let's see what the advice is. I'm thinking the second month is going to be huge with relationships for you. The second month, advice for you is to be confident. Be very confident and listen to people who are coming to you and giving you some great advice far as being brave and being confident. That is the advice for you, to focus on creativity, to focus on yourself, loving yourself, having some self-expression. And also, if you are someone who's an actress, this is a time to go ahead and be a little dramatic in a good way. This is the ego, this is the confidence, this is going outside, this is active energy, physically using a body as well. So that is what you have for the second month. Let's go for the third month. There's some anxiety and some fear happening in this month. Let's see, that's the major theme. And to be clear, and this also is like losing sleep. We'll get more into the month and we'll pull some more cards for this, but this is also losing sleep, right? So some anxiety and fear. And usually this comes across because you are not thinking in love. You're not thinking in abundance. You're thinking in lack, or you don't have trust or faith. So let's see what else we have. That will be the major theme for you. And the challenge will be either your daughter or someone who is young and they are a water sign, a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But it's someone who's a little more emotionally in depth, right? Someone who is not scared to discuss things that are a little bit dark. Someone who is like, oh, it's time to talk about the skeleton in the closet. This is a challenge for you. And maybe this is bringing fear in your life. This also represents relationships and love too. These 2 months looks like they have some things related to them. Let's see what else we have for the advice. And the advice is that you are going to be strong. You had enough challenges through your life to understand that the negative and changes are normal. And this is going to be your strength. The fact that you are aware of the bad parts. This is going to be your strength. Even though you have this anxiety here, this is going to be the positive side of what's going on in this third month. Let's see what we have for advice. And the advice is to focus on the coin. There's going to be new opportunities coming your way for as finances, and looks like you needed it from this first month, and you need to focus on that. You need to pay attention to your resources. You need to pay attention to your home. You need to pay attention to your body if you need to work out. God is giving you this opportunity and you need to focus on it. Now, these are just the first 3 months, and I want to pull some oracle cards and connect it to the first 3 months, and then we'll move on to the next 3 months. So you need to respect yourself and others for the first 3 months. I'm going to actually put this here. You need to respect yourself and others for the first 3 months coming up. Also focus on being grateful. Love that. Give thanks. Look at what's positive in life. Respect what God has given you. Respect the positive things in life. Also, this energy is very reflective energy, so you need to look inward and maybe go around water. And this energy is very earth, so you need to go outside and appreciate the natural wonders of the world. Let's see what else we have. We have kindness. So very positive energy for the first 3 months, and things that you need to focus on for the first 3 months is you focus on respecting not only yourself but respecting others. And respecting yourself, if you see here she's holding wheat, it makes me think of Virgo energy. So respecting your health, respecting your work, respecting order, which is organization and cleanliness, and really focusing on that, right? And purifying it too. Very beautiful card here. And also for the first 3 months you want to be grateful. There's beautiful butterflies in this card, and this card is saying that be grateful for the transitions that are happening in your life, and you're going to have this transition here, so be grateful for that. Also, butterfly has an array of colors, and there's a multitude of options for you, so never feel trapped within these first 3 months. And then lastly, for the first 3 months, because we'll continue this next 3 months, is kindness. Always practice kindness, always act out in love. When there's kindness, there's new beginnings and there's infinite possibilities. So you want to practice kindness, work on giving and work on receiving. Kindness is not just like, oh, I am very nice to people, but you also have to be nice to yourself and love yourself. So when people are giving you a compliment, that is also kindness because that stems from love. Now let's move on to the next 3 months. Okay, so now I'm going to mix the cards up. And I want to say this is a timeless reading. So now let's do 3 more months so you can have a total of 6 months. So here is the theme for the 4th month. And you are probably again are going to seek some solitude, or this month there is going to be changing of perspectives on things. This could be the month of service as well. So changing a perspective, looking at things in a different view, seeking solitude, and changing, and also service to others. Let's see what we have far as the challenge of that month. And there is something again with the lovers, so maybe changing the perspective with the lovers, or maybe this is just a challenge of that month. Again, this is someone, and this doesn't have to be actually a lover. This could be someone you have a relationship with, a business partner, someone that you see eye to eye with, and there is a challenge. Doesn't mean it's a breakup. It just means that there's a challenge. Maybe there's a new way of looking at this person or changing, or maybe this person is someone you have to be self-sacrificing to and have to service and help out. And the best thing about the month is that you are Empress. You're going to do a lot of self-care in this 4th month, taking care of yourself, really being in abundance. This could be abundance of money or really abundance of receiving a lot of presents and really taking care of yourself. That is going to be the best thing, the best energy of that month. And the advice of the month is that you will reap what you sow. So all the hard work you put in is going to show up. The advice is to put in the work, plant the seed so you can watch it grow. Also, it's taking your time and thinking of long term. That is the advice of that month. Now let's see what we have for your 5th month. And your 5th month, the overall thing is manifestation. And also having power, using the energy for action. So you're going to manifest and you're going to put into action, which is the advice of last month. But this month is really saying writing down your goals and your dreams, and then looking at all the tools that God has provided for you and putting in action to make it work. You see, these are all the tools that God has given you. And there's infinite possibilities. The sun is shining bright because the sun usually represents fertility. Now, when you experience this month, this also is the energy of Mercury. So Mercury is the ruler of Virgo and Gemini. So Gemini is going to do the research, and Virgo is going to take its time to plan it and make sure it's in action and organize the thoughts. So go ahead and use that for that month. We have the Temperance. So this is going to be the challenge here. Are you overdoing it? Are you overcommitting? What do you need to say no to? You cannot do it all. Do not overcommit. Do not do too many things. Do not promise too many promises. Do not take in. How can I explain this? This is someone who is, oh, I can do that. I can go there. I can have fun. I can work. No. You got to pick. You got to have moderation. So the challenge is that you are not practicing moderation this month. You need to practice moderation, which is also advice. And the best thing is that you are going to have the drive. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to be very confident. It makes sense with this Mercury here. Well, not the Mercury, the Magician. The magic that's happening this month is actually going to be very positive. You're going to be the leader at it. You're going to have the drive. You're going to be creative, maybe even spiritual in some way. This is someone who motivates others. So you will have the motivation for yourself and others, the drive, the creativity, very inspirational energy. And that's very positive for that month. Okay. And let's see what the advice is for that month. And advice is to be nurturing with your body, be nurturing with your finances, really practice the self-care, and that is the advice, okay? All this hard work you're doing, you have to really practice self-care. You have to take care of your health. You have to organize. You have to be a planner. And that is what this energy is. It's advising you to plan everything out, to take your time, to move slow, to be grounded, okay? At the same time, adding a water element to really nurture yourself while doing it, or nurturing others while doing it. For example, I wouldn't just say, clean up. This is a mess. I would say, I think you need help with cleaning. How can I support you with cleaning? And you can say that to yourself too, not just for others, but that is the advice of that month. So let's check out the last month that you have. And you have a culmination. There's some closure happening. Maybe this is the end of the year for you, or maybe this is just a random month of the 6 months here, but there is some closure. There's some culmination here. Very world energy too. So maybe you're publishing something. Maybe the theme is the internet for you. But there's something dealing with the world. There's something dealing with traveling. There's something dealing with culmination, a closure, a graduation of some sort. So that is the theme of that month. The obstacle of that month is the Ten of Swords. So you feel like there's some backstabbing, there's some things that are said that are hurtful, and it is physically hurting you. Oh, this is the end of it. That is the obstacle, though. You don't realize that it's the end, but it is ending. So just know in that 6-month energy, whatever the obstacle is that this is the worst that it can get. And it's ending. Okay. But there is some backstabbing, there's some words being said or some negative thoughts, and it's really affecting you. And the positive, again, I think this is your second time, right? The positive is another blessing, okay? You are going to get some opportunities with finances or some opportunities with improving your health or perfecting your career, things that are very tangible, physical body, money, resources. The opportunity, God is providing that for you, okay? And let's see what we have for us. Advice. And advice is to inspire yourself in a very compassionate way, okay? So this is someone who is going to be a leader and motivate, and that is the advice you have for the month. You need to motivate yourself in a very loving way. For example, I am going to do write the 5-minute journal. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's a journal and you write down all the positive things and you write down things that you're going to do, right? It's got positive quotes. It's very nurturing. It's very compassionate. At the same time, it gives you the oomph to get it going. Maybe you have to watch a YouTube video to really get you pushing. And it's positive. It's not like hardcore, like a militant kind of energy. So that is what this is. Someone who's inspiring and creative and really focused in their faith. At the same time, they're doing it in a very loving way. Now, let's see what we have for as let's do this oracle deck here for these 3 months. So we have the Alchemist, and this card can indicate a time for metamorphosis. It's a call to view everything in your current life as an opportunity of growth. Now is the time to plant the seeds for what you want to invite into your life with these 3 months. It's also a reminder that thoughts are incredibly powerful. We might not feel like we have a lot of control over our lives, but we can work hard at changing our thought patterns. It's very, this card, manifesting and putting the words in and also planting a seed. But yeah, you can put in the work and that empowers you. So positive thought is one of the main things you need to work on this month. And then we have the Magi. This card indicates a period where you need to look deeper. It's a time to examine what you think you know and then keep going. Throughout our lives, we build an infrastructure of beliefs that allow us to navigate our lives. But so often this system is built on top of a shaky foundation or out of weak materials. In other words, it's a time to question that which you have never noticed. What beliefs inform your decisions, passions, and ambition? Are you being negative? Do you have some old trauma? Is there trauma bonding, or is there something from your past you're still holding on to? This card is the seer of illusions, and in turn, you are able to cut through the fog and get to work. And the Magi may see the world similar to a mirrored funhouse. They see the core of each experience and are able to acknowledge how many different realities exist in one single moment. So really check out this month how you really look at these few months and seeing how you're really looking at things, which is changing the perspective. It looks like this month is really setting a standard for a lot of the next 3 months for you. And then we have the Wildings. And this card indicates a time to connect to the most primal parts of you. This may mean you need to detach a bit from people around you so you can hear the whispers, seeking solitude as well, knowing without the influence of others what are the whispers really telling you. The Wildings is a raw energy, right? It's empowering the energy of independence. Many people are intimidated by Wildings because they need little from others and prioritize their radical freedom, which can be unsettling as most of our society operates within unspoken expectations and contracts. The Wildings burns the contract and heads into the woods. Makes me think of like Lilith, the planet, right? It's someone who's like, I don't know what society says, but this seems different. This doesn't seem quite white. not different, but this doesn't seem quite white. And that is what the wildings is. It's going off the beat of its own drum. It's questioning the system, and it's really thinking about itself through solitude. So that is what we have for your reading, you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe. If you want a personal reading, if you really like this reading and want a personal reading, I have availability, so go ahead and book one. And if you want more like my daily readings, go ahead and click the link in the bio. I will see you guys next time. Also, you guys, if you're like, I really love tarot and I want to be a tarot reader, I have a free tool for you, so you can click the link in the bio. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading, and you picked the aquamarine crystal and Pal 2. And this is the black tarot. So let's get started. I am going to actually break it down in 3 months. So I'm going to do the first 3 months, and then we'll clean the area, and then I'll do the next 3 months. So you will get a total of 6 months in this reading. Let me just shuffle the cards up real quick for you. Here we go. So the overall theme of the month is to be very passionate, to have some drive, to be a leader. You are here to motivate others. You are not the one to motivate yourself. You can at the same time. This is the father. So this is someone who's like, I'm already motivated. So this month, I am motivating others. I am putting a spark and a drive in others. This is someone who's also very courageous, very brave, very adventurous. This is the theme of your first month, okay? This is also someone who is not just a motivator and someone who's very passionate and driven and creative. And yes, this is an adventurous. This is someone who's outside. This is a fire energy. Fire is very external. So this is not someone who is taking it all in. This is someone who is out in the open, very external. What is the word? Not introvert, but very extroverted energy. So this is a time to be outside. That's what this month is saying. The challenge of the month is going to be, that things are going to be moving too fast. This may be a challenge for you. It will be an obstacle. You're like, why are things moving too fast? Or why do I have to move? Why am I traveling? Maybe the traveling is going to be an obstacle for you. Maybe you've decided because you have all this fire energy, things need to move. Or maybe you decided because you're being adventurous and you are going on a trip. But it's going to be a challenge for you. I'm not saying not to go on a trip. I'm just saying it's going to be a challenge. Now, the blessing of this is the heartbreak. There is something that you may not experience the heartbreak. There may be some type of situation where someone is brokenhearted. And this is actually a blessing for you. It makes me think of, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like the rappers Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and they had this rap battle beef, right? And Kendrick, not Drake, but Kendrick, let's say you're Kendrick, this battle actually gave you a big hit. This song is like huge and everyone's playing it, and it's almost like the song for the summer. So this is what this is. This is like a blessing. Whatever this heartbreak is, maybe it's even the heart surgery that someone had, it's actually a blessing. And the blessing is also too, maybe it's causing you to look in your past, or maybe it's going to start some healing, and that is going to be the blessing, okay? And the advice of the month is going to be, for the first month, is the 7 of Knives. So the advice of the month is that you have to be a little deceptive. You're going to have to cheat the system. And I know some people are like, what kind of advice is that? But not all rules are some rules are made to be broken. And it looks like the advice here is, whatever the rule is, you might have to break the rule. For example, if they say you're not allowed to go in this room, and your intuition is saying, but I need to go in that room. There's something in me that's saying, this is right, I need to go in that room. This is the advice here. And I'm not saying break the laws. That's not what I mean. I don't mean to go speeding or stealing. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying rules, not laws. Some rules are made to be broken, and the advice is to be a little deceptive, a little manipulative, to really go with what your intuition is telling you. Do not break the law, though. That is not what I'm telling you. So let's see what else we have for the upcoming months. Actually, I want to lay this here so you can see it. So next month, your second month, you have the Judgment card. And the main theme for this month is to do what your calling is. What is your true calling? Seek the truth. What are you really here to do? What are you put on this planet to do? And you have to bear it all, and you have to be honest. That is what we have for the next month. This is the energy of not being superficial. This is the energy of healing, transformation, psychology, really getting raw, and maybe even seeking therapy. If that's not the case, then it's really about finding your true calling. Having an awakening also is what that card represents. And the challenge of the month is that you have a message coming your way, and the message could be something like some lies or not the truth. It comes kind of harsh. It's going to be very passionate or fast news, or maybe some news are going to spread fast, but it's something with words, something with socializing, or something with gossip, and that's going to be the challenge for you in that month. And trust me, we've all been through it. And the blessing is there a wedding coming up for this month, or there is some graduation happening, or a party, some type of great function that is happening for you this month. And then also this could represent your community and foundation. Maybe there's structure happening for you that month as well. And let's see what the advice is. The advice is to listen to someone who has clarity, specifically a female person, but it's someone who is able to seek the truth, and there's clarity. That is the advice. There's someone who speaks the truth this month, and you have to listen to them. There's someone who's not foggy in their judgment. There's clarity, there's logic thinking here, and that is who the advice is, to listen to them. Okay. Let's see what we have for the third month for you. Third month main theme is the Six of Coins, and this month's theme is about giving and receiving. There maybe be some charity that you are going to be in charge of, or you are going to be helping a charitable cause, or maybe you're going to be the one receiving some charity. And none of us are too good for charity, but that is the overall theme of the month for your third month. The obstacle we have here, another 6. 2 6 here. And we have the 6 of Cups. This is something from your past, something that's very nostalgic, and something from your childhood, something that's very familiar. This is an obstacle, okay? Something from your past is just hanging on to you, and you have to release it. Or you're going back to old friendships. It's an obstacle. It's not bringing blessings for you this month. Let's see what else we have. But it's something from your past. Now, the blessing is the 5 of Swords. The blessing is that you are going to have a competition of some sort. But it's good competition. It's healthy competition. It's actually going to make a change. Maybe a conflict, but not a conflict that is going to make you sour. It's actually going to bring a blessing to you. This could be a competition. I'm not sure if you're an athlete. I'm not sure if you're competing against someone. You know how I do YouTubes and you have to get the numbers up. Maybe it's something like that where you have to compete to get a higher number, but it's going to be a blessing for you in this third month. Let's see what the advice is for the month. And the advice is that there's a lot of options on the table for you, and to make sure not to get too focus on all the options, not to be too materialistic, and pay attention to the fogginess and illusion. So you want to have clarity, and when deciding things, do not think like, oh, I have a plethora of things, I have so many options. That's not always the best options. That's not always the best ideal situation, because it could cause confusion and cloudiness. Make sure you're not being too materialistic. So you want to really narrow it down this month on deciding on one thing, so you can have clarity and materialism, not to focus on that. Now, let me see. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for the overall theme of the month, of these few months here. We have respect. This was in actually the last reading, but you want to respect yourself, and you want to have introspection and really think respecting others and respecting yourself. That is going to be the main theme of the first 3 months. We have forward movement. So you're going to be moving forward and really focusing on the forward movement, because you want to have some closure of some sort. So things are going to be moving fast. You're going to have forward movement for these past 3 months that are coming. And then also we have some healing that's going to be happening. You're going to be receiving some healing. You want to be open to that. You don't want to be negative. So if someone's coming to say, oh, you want to give you a Reiki session, or if someone is saying, oh, you have this therapy session that I booked, or I know this therapist, take it, okay? Because you're going to be receiving some healing and you want to be open to the healing. This is also going to be a new journey for you because it has a 1, and that is because that's exciting. There's infinite possibilities, and it calls some energy of being brave. So that is what we have for the first 3 months. Let's see what we have for the next 3 months. I'm going to clear this up and we're going to do this all over again. Okay, so let's see what we have for the next 3 months for you in a total of 6 months. And the theme that we have is a very inspirational message is coming your way. There's some type of new spark, a new passion happening for you. You're really going to be into, again, more outdoorsy activity for the month. But it's something new. So it's like if you've never been hiking, now you're going to start hiking. It's almost like you're going to learn something adventurous or learn something that is really going to spark your passion. And it's just starting. So see, she's traveling here. So this is someone who's just like maybe your first time traveling. Whatever it is, it's going to be the first and new, and you're learning it. And it involves being adventurous, being courageous, having some passions, being motivated, and a fire energy, being very confident. And it's like maybe you're learning to be confident. Also, it's very creative, right? So someone who's very creative. Now that's the overall theme of your 4th month. Let's see what the obstacle of the 4th month is. And the obstacle is that someone could be stealing from you. Someone is going to be deceitful. Someone is going to be sneaky. It makes me also think of lies and manipulation that could be happening. That is going to be an obstacle for you of that month. And let's see what the positive thing of that month is. The positive is that you're going to be supported by females. So this could be like a bridal shower or like a baby shower, or maybe you're going out with a bunch of females and having brunch. You could be a male and enjoying some female time. This is what it is. It's almost like you're with your aunties, or maybe with a bunch of girlfriends, like girlfriends you are committed to, whatever floats your boat, but you need male friends. This is a support group, and they're female. So that is going to be the blessing for you in that month. I actually love that energy. I love when that card is pulled, because whenever I pull this card for my reading for myself, I always have a great time. Always. And you do feel supported, you feel heard, you feel emotionally secure, and that is what that energy provides. And let's see what the advice is. The advice is that you need to go deep. Do not stay on the surface level. Really go deep. Maybe even have some healing. Maybe seek therapy. This is the psychology of the cards, right? So there also could be a transformation happening, like a butterfly, a caterpillar to a butterfly, and you need to take the transformation, maybe even release some things. So that is what we have, or even cleanse something. That's the advice. Now let's see what we have for our 5th month. In this month, there is going to be research and clarity about your health. There is going to be research and clarity and truth about your finances. This is someone who is all of a sudden, there is clear thinking when it comes to your tangible items. So this could be your health, this could be your finances, this could be your home, this could be dealing with real estate, but all of a sudden there's clarity, and that is going to be the overall theme of your 5th month. Now, the obstacle of the month is the 8 of Nines. You might be feeling a little trapped. You're going to feel like you're a victim of some sort. You have to realize that it's a veil. It's in your head. They're words. It's not really what's happening. And that is something that you're going to have to really be aware of it. But the obstacle is that you're going to be feeling like you're the victim. You're going to be feeling like you're stuck, or you're in a prison of some sort. So let's see what the blessing is. And remember that life does bring your ups and downs. So this is not depression, but there is this feeling of being trapped, because all this fire energy that you're having doesn't want to feel trapped. Positive is, I wonder if there's a love or romance coming your way. That is the blessing. It doesn't have to just be love, but there's some type of relationship that's going to happen, and it's very positive. It could be a best friend now that you have, or this female support here, or it could be, if you are single, a new relationship. But you don't have to be single. This could be your relationship is getting better, and that is the blessing if you're currently in a relationship. If you are single, it still means there's some type of relationship that's going to happen, and it's going to be a blessing. Advice of the month is the 8 of Coins. practice your craft, really become an expert, or maybe take a class and really perfect it. You want to take the time out from the fun and socializing and day-to-day life of the city and really perfect your craft. That is the advice of the month. Maybe that's why the theme is finances here. This is someone perfecting their craft. It looks like she's actually a tarot reader and she's studying the cards here. I don't know why, but that's what, because that's my craft, I guess. So that's what I see. So let's see what we have for your last month. And then I'm also going to pull some oracle cards for you guys. So for the last month, you have the 9 of Wands. So this is the energy of perseverance and standing your ground. Even if you're the last one standing, this is going to be the theme of the 6th month. There may be some setbacks, but there's some great strength here, and also learning from your past is what you get with this. So that is going to be the main theme of the last month. Now, the negative or the setback of that month is intuition. There may be some foggy judgment with your intuition. You may be thinking your intuition is lying, or maybe there's something dealing with spirituality, and it's almost like, not like it's too good to be true, but maybe like a false idol. And the idol is more Sagittarius energy, and this is Pisces. It just makes me think more like cloudy judgment. Your intuition isn't really working, or you can't trust your intuition, or something with your intuition, you are starting to question it. Trust me, these things happen. It's almost like some people make predictions and it's not true. And usually that is because there's fear. And this is going to be an obstacle. So be aware of the fear, and the secret, or really it's the fear. So be aware of the fear, because when the intuition doesn't work, it's really because you're really tapping into more fear than actually the situation that's happening. So that's going to be an obstacle for you that month. Let's see what the blessing is of the month. The blessing is the 7 of Coins. And this is planting the seed so you can watch it grow. You are going to, whatever seed you planted a long time ago, you're going to see it coming to fruition. Your hard work is going to be paying off. There's going to be some rewards, and that is a great blessing. There's some results. The manifestation that you had of all your ideas is going to come true. And your goals that you set is finally coming to real life. There's growing, there's slow movement, because this was long-term energy, and now you're starting to see the results are bam happening so fast for you. So that's the blessing. And let's see what the overall advice for the month is. And the overall advice is to be giving. Usually you have to be open to receive, and you have to be giving. So this is the advice. Really, maybe go to a charity and check out some local charities. If someone needs help, you want to practice. It's just really about charity. And then also makes me think of, oh, maybe that will help with that fear. Because this represents also being very selfish and helping the community and being oneness. And this will help out with that fear. This will also help out with this feeling entrapment. Really going back and studying. And the studying will help you open up your options to let you know that there's more to life when you start to educate yourself. And with this deception and these lies, there has to be a cleansing here. Everything connects, right? So let's pull some oracle cards for you. And we have the Alchemist, and this Alchemist is somewhat like the Death card, and there's a metamorphosis happening, and this card is about calling. It is a call to view everything in your current life as an opportunity for growth. Right now is a potent time to plant the seeds of what you want to invite in. It's also a reminder that your thoughts are incredibly powerful, right? So you may not feel like you have a lot of control in your life right now, but you can work on changing that, right? And one of the ways of working and changing that is changing your thought patterns, and that helps empower you, right? Whatever you are given, the alchemist is able to transmute. It takes the bad ingredients and makes it good. They're able to make the magic of what you have. It can be a long process, but they hold a vision for the final product while continuing to show up in negative situations and slowly transmuting that chemical. And so this is, alchemist is someone who practices chemicals, right? And they start to work the perfect balance to really make the perfect potion or magic for you. And that's basically what needs to happen in these 3 months here. Someone who is in the shadow of the alchemist may not believe in themselves. They may have fear or of failure and fear of success, keeping them paralyzed in their current situation. They can also minimize situations and keep their true feelings inside, as opposed to getting them out and moving on. And the key to work with this alchemist energy is naming what is happening so you can work with it. So not being in denial about whatever the situation is and really being open to heal. This makes me think of this high priestess here sitting here. Let's see what else we have from some oracle cards for you in this month. Actually, I want to put this here for some reason. We have Dare to Dream. And when I first saw this card, I was like, oh my gosh, are those claws? But it's really like a claw of an ego. And it's air energy. So it's very open. It's very logical. There's communication. There's socializing, right? And the Dare to Dream is no dream is too big for you. Okay, this card is an invitation to step wildly into your dreams, to visit them often, to ask them what they need from you, despite what your current situation is. No matter how far away the dream is, you feel your dream is, your spirit is telling you otherwise, right? We often neglect our dreams because we don't want to know how to obtain them. There's fear, there's limitations in thought. But the process of going after them is a collaboration with the universe. If you show up for them, they will show up for you. And this is the ego, right? And the ego sight is so far the strongest of all its senses. And look at it. It's like grabbing that diamond. I love this card. It is said to be able to spot a rabbit from over a mile away. So be like an eagle. Let's see what else we have for you in this reading. We have connect to the heart. Now, I know we have some dogs here, but this is water energy and this is about your emotions. So connecting to the heart, this card is calling you to connect to your heart space. This is a place of bravery. Very Leo energy, right? Integration, vulnerability, and compassion. This may mean pushing past any fear that you have, opening up to true connection. This may mean finding forgiveness or empathy. This also means like softening up. Don't have this hard exterior. It's almost like you see the dog and the dog is barking at you and it's like, "Arr!" If you're really nice to the dog, he wants to cuddle, he wants to love you, he wants to protect you. Right? Most of us have layers of defense mechanisms around our heart that prevent us from being present, from receiving love, from giving love. This card asks you to examine what armor you can let go of and where you can nurture yourself in space. So you see you have the two dogs here, and I think of dogs, there's unconditional love with the dog, right? No matter what your day is, no matter if you went to work for 8 hours, you open that door, that dog is running in circles, so excited to see you, right? And that is unconditional love, right? When dogs are bounding to their human, it is typically a rather quick process, even though those have significant trauma. I also had a dog that I adopted. And he followed my husband around everywhere. And that is true. No matter the trauma that they have, they bounce back. Small acts like rolling on their back to expose their belly is a major act of trust, as they are exposing their most vulnerable part to you. In general, dogs have moved through life constantly looking for love and connection. And that is what we have now. There's also some rose quartz here. And a rose quartz is the heart stone. It supports us in love. I usually have a rose quartz in my readings. I'm like, what crystal? And I don't have a rose quartz in this reading. That's so interesting that I don't. I usually have a rose quartz, but maybe within these 3 months you want to grab a rose quartz stone. It helps support us in love, and it helps support you in love, love of others, love of life, family and friends, work, love of community, love of your environment. If we felt cold and shut down, the rose quartz can activate your heart and awaken it to all there is to love in your life. So maybe get some rose quartz. If you have some, if you don't, maybe go to a crystal store. I love a rose quartz. So have it at my bedside. Call in a rose quartz if you need a guide as you do any of your heart work. Love that. That is what I have for my reading for you guys, and the next 6 months coming up for you. If you're really like, oh my gosh, I love tarot reading, I want to be a tarot reader, I have a free tool for you. You can click the link in the bio. If you want to book a reading, go ahead and do that. I have availabilities for a private one-on-one reading. It's affordable. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, Powtu. Welcome to your reading, and you have the green aventurine for your crystal. I actually will put it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the first 3 months, and then I'll clear out the space and do the next 3 months. We're going to pull some oracle too to help with some further guidance of the overall 6 months. But yeah, see what we have. If we have some love, stuff for career, overall life, and some healing. I'm going to first mix the cards here. Oh, actually, whenever I have nails, I can't operate because I use press-on. So shuffling of the cards are not the best, but when I don't have my nails, I can really get into it. I can't. So let's see what we have overall for the month. The first month we have the Four of Coins, and this is about saving. That is going to be the overall theme. Saving your coins, or really protecting your tangible items, or protecting your body. That will be the overall theme of the first month. Now the hurdle of the first month is that there's a transition. Someone's leaving, and I may not think it's a good thing, and that's going to hurt you. So it's fine. Life is about ups and downs, and sometimes people have to leave in order to come back, but there's someone who's transitioning out. It's good for them. They need some healing, but somehow it's going to be an obstacle for you in your first month. Now the blessing is that you are changing. There is some type of cleanse, and there is a rebirth. I wonder if it's because of this obstacle that's happening, but it's actually going to be positive for you because it's going to cleanse your energy. This is the energy of healing. This is the energy of rebirth. This is the energy of getting rid of all that weakness and changing it into something positive. This is also very deep. This is not surface level energy. You are going to feel this. This is a major arcana card. You're going to feel it, and it's going to feel dark. However, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And when you hit that light, you are going to be so blessed. And remember, this is the blessing. So this card may seem very dark. However, it is a blessing because you are going to have some healing. And I'm really thinking it's because of this purge here. Now, also the overall advice of that first month, there is some charity happening. Maybe this is the advice. So the advice is that you have to be very generous. So you probably need to give people some gifts, or you need to probably join a charity. There's something with community and supporting a community with this as well. Also sharing, maybe even at your workplace, maybe something with your employment. There needs to be some kindness. This is also dealing with prosperity and power, but giving it and really sharing your gifts and talents. So maybe even rewards with fairness needs to be practiced here, or practicing equality as well. Okay. Now let's see what we have for the overall theme. The second month, the overall theme of the second month is the Queen of Cups. So you're going to be very nurturing with your body and healing your body. The second month is also about really taking care of your finances and really organizing your finances in a very nurturing and loving way. The Queen of Cups is the mother, right? So people are coming to her for advice. At the same time, she's going to take care of people. This is the energy of giving, right? This is a giver. This is a nurturer when it comes to finances. And this is going to be the overall theme. So maybe this advice, if you take it, is going to really help you with your finances or really help you with your health. The obstacle is going to be the Three of Coins. The obstacle is someone that you're working with or collaborating with is not working with you. You can't learn from them, or they refuse to collaborate. Maybe it's someone you are working with and it's not working. Usually it's someone who's young or younger than you, or someone who acts younger, or someone who has a young spirit, like know a lot of young things, and it's not working for you. That would be the obstacle. This is the energy of collaborating and learning, and it's going to be an obstacle for you that month. Let's see what the blessing is for you that month. The blessing is that you're going to have a new spark, a new drive, new passion, a new energy of motivating. So if it was anything that you felt like a creative block, that's going to be lifted. If you had some fears or you didn't feel brave enough or courageous, that this spark is going to spark that fire to say, nah, you're brave enough. You can do this. And that is going to be the blessing of the second month. Let's see what the overall advice is. The overall advice is to practice your intuition and use your inner wisdom, okay? So this is someone who probably reads the Bible, or someone who gets a tarot reading, or writes down their dreams and really listens to their intuition. And this is the advice. You need to listen to your intuition. You never lies, okay? This is not the energy of living in fear. This is really using your intuition, not in fear, out of love. Now, the third month is, the overall theme is the Nine of Wands, and this is someone who has to persevere. They have to keep fighting. There's courage. You have to stand your ground. This is like the last straw, and you have to keep fighting. You may be wounded, but it's okay. It may be a setback in some things, but it's okay. This is the last of the energy of it fighting you, and you have to really be strong. It's like someone who runs a marathon, and it's like, what are there, 26 miles in a marathon, and this is a 26 mile, okay? You're going to stay in it for the long haul, and you have to be brave this third month. Let's see, but it's a 9, so that means it's ending, okay? Just keep going. The obstacle is this new opportunity for money is not coming. Maybe you missed an opportunity. Maybe opportunity. It's not even a missed opportunity. Actually, this is an opportunity for finances, or a new job, career, or even like for health. And it's not good. This is actually not a good offer, okay? You accept the offer, or maybe it's an offer and you realize, not good, okay? All jobs and not all money is good. Let's be very clear, okay? That is what it's saying is going to be an obstacle for you in the third month. And the blessing is the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is that researching and gathering, all that stuff. Now you are moving. This is someone who can see it from a higher ground. Maybe you are going to start some business from a different country around the world. This is someone who can also have the world at their fingertips. And this is a blessing for you, right? Someone who's not even about to. This is someone who's about to go on a trip. Not about to. This is someone who's going on a trip, okay? So did your research, and the blessing is that now you're moving forward, okay? Research has been in the past. This energy is causing you to move forward, and the world is at your fingertips, okay? The world is your oyster. It's very positive energy, okay? Now, so let's see what the overall advice of the last month is, the third month. And it is the Moon, okay? So this is someone who is living in fear. You want to not live in fear. Whatever the secrets are, you want to release the secrets. Whatever is hidden, you want to release it. Whatever is hidden. This is also the energy of solitude, right? And practicing solitude and following your dreams and being receptive, taking in a lot of things, because that is what the Moon is about. The Moon is also very emotional, and the advice is maybe tap into your emotions. You need a lot of water here. See a full moon, and what happens during a full moon is very emotional and very intense energy. So you want to practice that. The Moon is also the ruler of Cancer. It makes me think of nurturing feminine energy, and this is the advice. You want to tap into nurturing feminine energy. Also dealing with birth. Maybe if you are supposed to give birth this month, the advice is to, yes, birth to whatever situation, be a mother figure, your intuition, the empath energy, because that is a part of psychic ability. Fear, step out of the fear, be brave with your emotions. Yes, that is the actual advice. Let's see what we have for our cards. And we have boundaries. So these 3 months you want to practice boundaries. Boundaries are so important. You have to learn how to say no, and because it's going to respect yourself, okay? Yourself is important. This also is a 50, which equals 5, and 5 is about change and conflict. And when you have set some boundaries, there may be some conflict. However, in the long run, it helps and serves you, okay? What else we have? We have ruminate, which is 9. And ruminate, take note of how you take on the energy around you. Do not tend to immerse yourself in unconstructive energy. Are you taking responsibility for a situation that really has nothing to do with you? Do you hold yourself in reproach for circumstances you have no control over? This might include feeling somehow responsible for inclement weather or someone else's bad mood. It makes no sense, yet you feel you played a role in it. Are you spending an unwarranted amount of time thinking about other people's situation? Self-examination is one way of identifying whether you are engaged in negative thinking. Negative thinking can manifest and harmful self-talk or viewing yourself disapprovingly. You may do this without being aware of it. It can also be done through self-deprecation humor. People think something is funny, like, oh, you're so fat, ha ha ha. No, I'm so fat, I can't do. That's not loving yourself, okay? It invites others to laugh at you at your expense. You may put others above you, an opportunity or something you rightfully earned to someone else. You may apologize constantly. Are you that person? Which lowers your energy. It may seem that you are ashamed of your presence in certain situations. You might be addicted to negative situations to participate in gossip. Be honest as you reflect on where you may be taking on negative energy. Decide to make changes for better. Okay? I have this flute, this person playing the flute here, and her thoughts are encircling her. Can you see that? Like all her thoughts as she's like flute. And the situations, and they're crowding her psyche. And behind her head denotes the ability to heal your thoughts. The people reflect the drama you have allowed yourself to become absorbed in. The green above her head, look at that. This is such a pretty card. The birds, the stars, the flowers portray growth and healing, love, blessings, and connection to self. If you find yourself overthinking something, find a distraction to help you move forward. Music is always a wonderful way to clear your mind too. This is a 9. This is the end of the journey. I love that. Actually, I'm going to explain this card again. So I want you to understand that setting strong boundaries are very important and very necessary. You have to decide what you do and what you don't want in your life. In regards to your healing, there's so much importance in protecting yourself so you can heal. If others are interfering with you, with your well-being, or impinging on your ability to care for yourself, take notice and make the needed changes, okay? You may have gone through a tremendous time in your life where many aspects of your life have been altered. It is imperative to honor your limitations and acknowledge what you need to make yourself better in order to take care of yourself. People might mean well, but miss the cues when you aren't up for long visits. I actually had a situation today, and a person said, my father called me and told me to pick up this family member, and this family member really gave me a lot of trauma, and want to go hang out with them or be with them. And that was setting a boundary. The person who told him to pick him up was not even, aware, because they're not aware of the cues, Anyway, but people might mean well, and you're like, I'm not into it. You don't need to make any excuses about it. Let others know you are making changes to better support your energy and healing. Now, in this picture, she's holding a peacock. Let me actually show you. She's holding a peacock in this picture, and it stands next to a distinctive boundary. Looks like more of a road, but that road is really a boundary. Notice the maidens on the other side of this boundary. And the presence of these women here may signify the level of commitment you have towards your new resolve in self-care. Now, this is all wisteria. It's very pretty. All this is wisteria. And wisteria drapes around the background, and it represents a time of learning. It is important to put yourself first. Your true friends and family will respect your boundaries that you put in place. And I know that's right. I am the queen of setting boundaries. I have no problem in setting boundaries, but I do know a lot of people do. Okay, let's pull the last oracle card for these first 3 months. And we have forward movement. This is also a 9. So the 9 is important here. And the forward movement is to progress, because nothing stays the same. Life is constantly in a state of change, okay? It's an undeniable law of nature. You may feel you are in the middle of a challenging circumstance. And think of this here in this first month, but take heart and trust things are already changing for the better. Things are moving, even though you cannot see it happening. Change comes in many ways, okay? Changes are quick, while others are very gradual, which, of course, people want gradual change, but guess what? Sometimes it doesn't come that way. Once you stop resisting the change, you can access whatever is heading your way. The change that is coming into your life may concern your health. It may be a relationship. It could be something entirely different. However it manifests, there is positive energy in this change and it is going to take place. You are being asked to trust and keep your heart open to whoever comes your way. I love that. And you see the butterflies are pulling her in this beautiful rose. That's a rose carriage. The rose indicates balance and faith. The butterflies, of course, signify change because, metamorph from a caterpillar to a butterfly. But it's done with grace, and it's almost like your soul needs to be connected to that. Artwork here was done in all these colors to represent all the different chakras of life. The purple represents the crown chakra, the blue represents the throat chakra, and pink is connected to the ear chakra. Yellow is related to the solar plex. If your eye is drawn to a particular color, it may indicate that chakra may need some balance, okay? I see purple. I always see purple, but main card is purple. But go ahead and look and see what color you are drawn to, and that probably needs forward movement, okay? Or the place you are moving towards is better than the place you are currently in, okay? And who doesn't love change? Okay, so we're going to go to the second part. I'm going to clear this up, and we're going to go to the next 3 months, which will give you the total of 6 months. Okay, you guys, let's do the second part of your reading, which is the next 3 months. I have some cards coming out. Okay, so this is the months here, the month's theme. And it looks like the 4th month is that you are lacking some drive and lacking some passion. You don't feel motivated, but let's see what else we have. And let's see what the challenge is for that month. You may be thinking in lack. So you are not the best month. We are going to get into the opportunities, but you're lacking drive, you're lacking passion, you're lacking starting something. And it could be because you are lacking, I don't mean to laugh, but it's just all in your head. But there's this lack mindset, and you do have positivity, but you may be down and out. And that is the negative of the month. The positive of the 4th month is that there could be a love interest that could be coming your way, or you're focused on your intuition, or maybe you feel you're getting clarity on some spiritual insight, or you're getting clarity, or you're finding out the truth about your emotions and who you really are. So this negativity is probably going to bring this positivity far as your internal energy. You probably will be seeking solitude this month, actually, and being alone, but really focusing on your spirituality and connecting to God. Yes, and your relationship with God. And the lesson or the guidance or the advice, not really the lesson, but the guidance and advice of that month is the 8 of coins. And it's really focusing on perfecting your craft, which is probably this lack abundance here, but really focusing on your craft and really getting better, and probably even taking some classes and learning about your craft. And I will probably help with this lack on both of these ends, is really perfecting on your craft. Now on the 5th month, the Ace of Coins, and this is all about new opportunities and finances, which is probably coming up from this month. So this is down and this is up. And now you are focused on your finances, or you're focused on your health, or you're focused on things that are tangible. And there's this new energy of God giving you this. So it's just going to land on your lap. And with this, the negative part is that foundations may be shaky. Maybe there was a marriage, or maybe there was something you were going to graduate and celebrate. And maybe this celebration is bringing negativity, or maybe there's some negativity in your home or your community. Let's see what the positive is of that month, is that there is a shakeup. There is a complete breakdown happening, and positive energy is that you're realizing this foundation. This is a foundation that you were depending on. You can no longer depend on it. It is a false structure, and this is the positive side. Usually this card, for a lot of people, is something negative, but this is positive for you, because now you realize what you can depend on. And what you can depend on is your abilities, not just what you can depend on are your abilities. So your abilities to have clarity, and your intelligence, and your communication skills. Also the ability of intuition and love and relationships. the ability that you can do tangible items to achieve things, and also the ability of drive, passion, and creativity. There are so many natural abilities that you have, and you're realizing that with this foundation that wasn't really a foundation to depend on. Let's see what we have for the advice. Oops, this card. Well, two cards here. Advice is that the Wheel of Fortune is usually something that's moving, and there's karma that's coming around. And the advice is, when it's in reverse, is that to be still. Okay, so stop moving up and down, and try not to. First of all, be aware of someone who is all about the coin. Be aware of the person who is not good with money. Be aware of the person who's not taking care of their health. You need to practice stillness and be still and not pay attention and avoid or be aware of the person who may be a female or has feminine energy, who is someone who is not good with money, not good with their career, not good with education, not caring about their future, and someone who is also unhealthy. Be aware of those. This is the advice of that month. So the 6th month, we have the 9 of Wands. This is about perseverance and staying strong. This is the last of the struggle, and you have to stay strong. That is the overall theme of this last 6 months here. And we have, for the challenge, is that the hoarding, the money that you're saving, you might lose it. Are all these things, these tangible items that you're holding on to so tight, is being released. This is the negative part. So you're not going to want to release these tangible items. Let's see what the positive is of the month. Is that there is abundance. So this is crazy. So there's something that you're going to lose, but there's so much that you're going to gain. You might get an inheritance, or there is a lot of abundance and love with your family, or a lot of abundance and love with your career, or a lot of abundance and love with your finances. This is a very positive card, especially in contrast to this. So it's just that you have to stay strong. There's going to be a lot of things you have to hold on to and not let go, and be very courageous. And even if you're hurt, even if you're wounded, this is the end of it, and you have to just persevere. Persevere is the word of that month, because you're going to have some losses, but there's some huge gains as well. Let's get some advice here. And the advice is to set some boundaries. This is also very Aries energy. Maybe start something new. Be very courageous and strong. Be bold. And father figure also as well. Maybe focus on the father figure. That could be a thing. Let me pull some oracle cards for you for the overall 3 months. And sorry if any of the reading may seem negative. I'm just being very honest and telling you what the cards say. We do have the negative, but we also have a lot of positive. And if you go off the strength and the advice, these months can really work out for you. Now we have the Magi, and the Magi is all about somewhat of the magic, but it's really about manifesting and making it work for you, realizing that the stars are aligned for you and everything is here in your blessing. And during these 3 months, you're going to have to focus on looking deeper. It's about examining what you think you know and then keep going, which is the perseverance card. Throughout our lives, we build an infrastructure of beliefs that allow us to navigate our lives, but often the system is built on top of shaky foundation, and it could also be like a weak material, or it's just not something. Well, I explained it. It's either a shaky foundation or made out of weak material. In other words, it's a time to question that which you have never noticed. What beliefs inform your decisions and passions and ambitions? Very Knight of Cups energy, starting to question, what are my core beliefs? Now, the Magi, this card here, is a seer of illusions. And in turn, they are able to cut through a fog and get to work. The Magi may see the world similar to a mirror funhouse. They see the core of each experience and are able to acknowledge how many different realities exist in a single moment. So you'll be able to really see beyond the fog here. I don't know if you see the smoke from my incense, but you're going to be able to see beyond the fog. You go in a carnival and you have the house of mirrors. I walk into the part of the carnival, and there's all these mirrors, and you're looking at yourself and you're distorted and you're fat or you're short, and it's able to see through all that. There's all these mirrors, but what is the real experience? What do I truly look like? What is the real reality? And being able to see through these many realities is a gift. It teaches us to be less attached to the one single road, but instead to see where all the roads meet. And it's courage, because you have to be open to the various roads that life has to offer, and it opens you to a new experience. So that is what we have for Oracle. Let me pull a few more. Actually, something's calling me to do these two. So we'll do these two as well. We have the Alchemist and we have Dare to Dream. So funny. These cards have been coming up for a few of the readings. The Alchemist is practicing everything in moderation and also coming up with the perfect chemistry for these 3 months ahead. This is also the card of Metamorphosis. It is a call to view everything in your current life as an opportunity for growth. So these 3 months, just know that it's about growth. Right now is a potent time to plant the seeds that will invite you. Plant the seed of what you want to invite in. It's also a reminder that our thoughts are incredibly powerful, and we may feel like we have, I'm just thinking of the lack here. This month seems very important here. So you may not feel like you have a lot of control of your life, but you can work on changing that through your thought patterns, right? You also can work on building your craft. Whatever you're giving, the Alchemist is able to transmute it. They have the bad ingredients, and they change the bad ingredients into positive ingredients. So it could be a long process, but the Alchemist has a vision for the final product, and will continue to take the negative situation and slowly transmute it to a positive situation. So this is something that you have to be aware of. What are the ingredients that's making it negative? Use that Knight of Cups to transmute it, to find the truth in spirituality and things that are not tangible, and transmute it into something positive. These two energies here are energies that you cannot touch. They're unexplainable, but it works. It's stemming out of love. Now let's talk about the Dare to Dream. And here you have in this card the eagle, which is eagle can see from far away, holding this amazing crystal or diamond. And this is not a diamond, it's a ruby, right? And ruby is one of the 4 precious gemstones. It has been considered highly valuable through our human history. It is also an incredible hard stone. It's the second stone close to the diamond, and ruby can serve as an ally when chasing your dreams, as it encourages us to cultivate the durability required to succeed. This is also the stone of July, and that's Cancers and Leo, but it's dealing with the heart and courage and bravery. It is being considered a precious stone. This stone also represents perseverance. So this is fitting for these 3 months here. So that's what you have. And the ego has the strongest senses of sight, right? In fact, it has the best sight in all animal kingdom. It is said to be able to spot a rabbit from over a mile away. So with this, you have the ability to visualize things. You need to visualize your future within these 3 months. Continue to use your imagination while showing up for what is right in front of you. Even if you can't see it, or even if it's not connecting, you have to visualize it. No dream is too big for you. And when we have this card in this reading for you, it's about asking, what are your dreams? Despite your current situation, despite the fact that it could be really far away or you can't even envision it, you have to figure out what your dreams are. We often neglect our dreams because we do not know how to obtain them. But once you have clarity, and this card represents clarity of dreams as well. Once you have clarity and go through the process of really focusing on your dreams, you collaborate with the universe, and the universe shows up for you all the time. So dare to dream, use the Magi, and use the Alchemist. So I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. If you want more, I have one-on-one readings available. Click the link in the bio, or you can join my elite tarot club because you can get a reading every day. I will see you guys next time. Oh, also, if you want to learn how to read tarot, I have a tarot school, a master tarot school on the link as well. I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, Pal 4. Welcome to your reading, and you have picked the red agate for your crystal. And let's see what we have for you in the upcoming 6 months. I'm going to do the overall theme of the months, and then we're going to go over negative, the positive, and the advice. And then also I'm going to be pulling some oracle cards for further guidance of the months. So first month of your first 6 months is that you have to change your perspective. You probably have to sacrifice yourself. You're probably going to be in service of others. This is also the energy of really being enlightened and with solitude, and someone who's a little bit different because they practice the solitude, and words don't really come out clearly because you are really thinking about the spirituality and things that are not really explainable. All that could be happening within this first month. Solitude, self-sacrificing energy, the energy of oneness and love and compassion for others with that self-sacrifice, and also not being out of the box, but really thinking about things that are beyond this world. So like aliens could be the theme of the month, or spirituality. Things are different for us, spiritual stuff or out of this world stuff. Let's see what we have for the negative. And the negative, we have the Lovers. And with the Lovers is that it looks like you could be someone you are aligned with, and you probably considered them someone of like twin flame or soulmate, or this could be a really good friend that you thought you had a connection with. This also could be representing communication, because the Lovers card does represent Gemini, and Gemini is all about socializing, adaptability, flexibility, and communication. So be aware of that could be the negative theme month. The positive theme is the Emperor. First month is going to be very huge because we got 3 major arcanas here. But the positive is that you could be a boss. So you could be a leader. You're starting something new. You're creating, giving birth to something. Also, it's like a start of a new project for you. You're very passionate. You're very motivated. Also, you're setting boundaries. You're setting structure. Or maybe this could be a father figure. This is also the number 4. 4 represents foundation and structure. All that is going to be happening. Or maybe you'll be setting some boundaries. Aries also can represent boldness and courageous, daredevil, and all that is positive, that energy. Now the overall advice for that month is the 4 of Cups, and the advice is so this is the energy, if it's upright, is usually to be content, or maybe you're bored, and the advice is to not be bored. Someone who is not bored, they're actually want to see the positive of life, and they're able to see the gift that God is giving them, because usually you can't see the gift. And in reverse, it's all about focusing on the gifts instead of focusing on the negatives. So upright is also boredom. And no, it's about being outside, being creative, because there's creativity here. And that is the advice. So be creative and really focus on what God has given you, what you have that you cannot see. And that is the advice for that first month. Now let's see what we have for the second month. For the second month, we have a lot of movement. You could be traveling. There's fast energy happening. It's very passionate. Could be somewhat aggressive in a good way, not aggressive in a negative way. But very assertive, very passionate, and it's moving very fast. This could be traveling or moving up in some sort. Definitely represents progression. Now the negative is that you could have your heart broken. Someone may hurt you. This is also meaning literally the heart. You could be having some heart surgery, some heart issues. Do not fret. We will get more into the advice and how you can handle everything with the oracle. This is a heartbreak of some sort, or physically hurting your heart. And it's dealing with words, or dealing with thoughts, or dealing with socializing. And then we have the moon as your positivity. So this is someone who's dealing with their fear. So maybe this was a fear and now you're addressing it, something you feared, something that was in the dark. Maybe there's some secrets coming out here with this issue, or just some secrets that you are aware of, but it's on a positive for you. These secrets, this whatever was in the darkness is in the positive for you. You are dealing with your emotions, and you're being not just dealing with your emotions, but the emotions are actually helping you. It's a blessing. We have the crab here, which is the ruler of Cancer, and Cancer is also the mother. So you could be dealing with something with your mother. You could also be dealing with energy of giving birth, or able to deal with things head on, because the crab usually works sideways and doesn't wants to avoid things. This also could be dealing with the home too. And then you have the wolf here howling, and the wolf is courageous. It's usually a dog and a wolf. So like someone is more courageous than the other. but it's positive for you. Let's see what else we have for the advice of the month. The advice of the month is Eight of Pentacles, which is working on your craft, really perfecting it. So someone who is probably working on an apprenticeship, or someone who's going back to school, or someone who's studying something and says, you know what, I want to learn the details of this. You have a tailor, which represents Virgo energy, and Virgo is going to really work on the details of the matter. They're going to have the perfect lining, every stitch, make sure the seams are perfectly creased, and very analytical Mercury energy, but in a very exact way. And this is something that is the advice for you with this month of being very being very practical and thinking long term and perfecting your craft. Now let's see what we have for the second month and the third month, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, this is abundance. This is a lap of luxury, self-made energy also too. So maybe if you have a business or you're starting something, you see the fruition of it coming this month. Very abundance attitude for the theme. That's a great theme. The negative of that month is that there could be some chaos, some disruption happening. Makes me think of like earthquake of some sort kind of energy happening in the third month. And you may not live somewhere where there's earthquake, but it feels like an earthquake. That's the negative. There's some chaos and it's very abrupt. This also represents Mars. Mars is very aggressive energy. Could be dealing with some fighting of some sort. And I see that you're running away from it. You're trying to avoid it. And that could be the negative of it. And the positive is the Two of Cups. Usually this is two people doing it alone, but you can do it by yourself. So positive is that you don't need to depend on anyone. You're actually depending on yourself. And this Tower usually is about depending on a false structure, and you are strong by yourself with this. Maybe the self-made energy is not, it's really about the self here. So that's the positive. The positive is all about you, yourself, and not others. And that is the positive aspect. So don't think of that as being alone. And the advice is so usually this card means to manipulate and deceit. And I'm thinking the advice is that you need to keep your cards close, and you need to not follow the rules. Break the rules a little bit, and you would know what that is, but you want to still stick to your morals and your values. However, you do not need to follow the rules at all time. Maybe not say certain things that people need to hear to make sure things are aligned, because here the swords represents words, and it's like you're not giving up the words. Also, this could be like not hanging out with certain people, because the swords also represent socializing, and the advice is to cut back on socializing with people who are deceptive. Now let's pull some oracle cards here and see what we have for the overall guidance of the month, of the 3 months. We have flow. This is just flowing with life no matter what. I'm going to actually read from the book on what we have here. Receive healing. And you see the colors are very, if you didn't know, the chakras, they're like the top, and it's dealing with spirituality as well. And we do have something that's a little more grounding and sensitivity. Let me read what these cards represent. First of all, just going off of the flow card. With the flow card, you are dealing with the energy of holding on and releasing and letting go, just flowing with life, like water also flows. Water also attached to things when it comes to it. Also, you have this abundance in the card. You see the colors very enriched. Whenever I see greenery, I just think of abundance. And also, it's a number 8, and number 8 means movement and progression, which we have the 8 of Wands. This card is all about manifestation. It is wonderful to know you can release your unhappiness. Please trust that you hold the power of happy. Your healing is hinged on how you view the world. If you feel unhappy or unlucky, you may benefit from committing to more of a positive attitude. You have fallen into a pattern of limiting thinking that doesn't allow you to see your inner beauty. This card, the flow card, also suggests that you often find yourself in situations that trigger past issues. Perhaps it is time for you to heal those issues. Be open to the message and signs that are continually a part of your reality, allowing yourself to see your blessings. Trust that you are given opportunities to grow and learn so you can release what doesn't work and call in what your true desires are, right? And a waterfall in this image is about renewal of life and changes. And then you see there's dragonflies also in this card, and the dragonflies represent your deeper thoughts and address a need to live more fully. And then we have butterflies here. And the butterflies is all about transformation, and it symbolizes your soul, and your soul is on a journey of transformation, and your journey will come across some lessons and sudden changes, which we've had some sudden changes and we have some lessons here, right? And that may shift your perception and bring you closer to enlightenment, right? Which also can help you manifest. Determine what is it that you desire and get to work and make it happen. Now we have receive healing, and receive healing is number 1, which again is about yourself, right? We discussed that here with the 2 of Cups being in reverse, but receive healing, and we discussed some healing here. And the first and most important step of healing is being able to recognize you need it. When you are asked about your health, you discount what is going on by stating you are fine. You are being asked to acknowledge you need healing, or your need for healing. Whether your wounds are physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, you may need the support of someone who can give you help and help you face your concerns. Take a moment to reflect on what is really going on for you. And when you have this card in your reading, it's asking you to accept some extra support. It is letting you know that you don't need to do it alone. So maybe the self is you don't have to do it alone, that there is help. There is some healing here. And it's also a very beautiful card. You can have professional advice, and it can help you with best information. Trust that you will find the support that best suits your needs. Now, this card has an angel, and he's holding a tool here, which is representing the beginning of a healing process. The snakes on this, I can't say the word. Snakes on here and are twisted around each other is also the increasing of your knowledge and broadening your outlook. Angels' wings may signify soaring forward and encouraging you to allow positive outcomes forth. And the angels' wings are also in rainbow, right? And the rainbow represents multiple options. And the presence of the angel also means that you are not on this journey alone. You may feel alone, but you're not on this journey alone. Such a pretty card. And also rainbow can represent a connection to your higher power. And I'm wondering if you have to receive healing from God. If this is the solitude here, healing from God. Now we have this card, sensitivity, and it's like a tree. Being sensitive means you feel energy on a deeper level than most of the people around you. You may be an empath, like me. I am an empath. You may sense or know what other people are feeling or thinking. You may also take on the feelings or moods of those around you. Very water energy. I wonder if you're a water sign or have water placements with water, or have some placements next to Neptune or the moon or Pluto. Anyway, but you may also take the feelings of others around you. You may find that your fears become amplified when you are sensitive, or when your sensitivity is heightened. To heal the cycle, learn to confront your fears. Work towards getting to know yourself. You need to be aware of your feelings so you can tell when you are being influenced by others. And you also need to develop your intuition, which will help you manage energy that is not yours. Sensitivity is depicted in this card by the wood nymph. Her face is half covered and hidden from view. The moss covering her face brings attention to your fears. The darkness around her face suggests a fear held in the mind. This fear may be unwarranted, this fear may not be warranted. It is up to you to face your fears. The lightness shown on this nymph's solar plexus, which is all on here, represents your personal power. This is a reminder that you hold the strength to overcome this and any other situation. I love this deck. This deck is so pretty. Anyway, so this is the first 3 months of your reading. I'm going to clear this out and we're going to do the second 3 months. Okay, so let's do the second part of your reading. This is your 4th month, and the 4th month is all about maybe starting a relationship, or there's a message from a loved one Also the beginning of learning how to tap in your intuition, how to tap into love and relationships. There is a focus of relationships, and it could be the beginning or the focus of relationships with spirituality. This also could represent learning how to be creative in a way that it really sparks people's emotions. Water energy to the highest. You see there's a fish, so also a young water sign could be coming to your life, or the focus of a young child who's a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But it's dealing with intuition, it's dealing with spirituality, it's dealing with creativity, very introverted energy, which means not being, people can't really see it and you can feel it. Also could be dealing with dreams and intuition. We have the Tower. So fourth month is going to bring some abruption, some change, some surprises of some sort, something that you're not happy about. And it's going to shake your foundation. And oh my gosh, I promise you I shuffled these cards, hence why this is in reverse. But the negative is that you won't be alone, right? There aren't any fears, I guess, because you've done this before. This is very water energy. Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and this card represents Mars, and then again the Cancer, and these are all the water signs. So this is a very emotional month for you. There's transformation and change. You're not going to like it. That's the negative part. But on a positive is that you don't have the fear. The fear is not there. There's no secrets. There's nothing hidden. This has all been addressed. Let's see what we have for the advice. The advice is the Four of Swords, and there needs to be some rest. Give it a break. Stop socializing. Don't go out with people. I'm saying the whole month, but just rest. Rest your words. Stop gossiping. Maybe stop texting. Stop being on social media. That is the advice for you in this month. Now, let's see what we have for the fifth month. The fifth month, we have some themes of stealing, cheating, lying, deceptive energy. Let's see what the negative is. And wow, the cards are coming in, and they're coming in different ways. We have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is all about not focusing on the details, and that is going to cause you some problems. You had to perfect this craft, and it's not being perfected, and this is going to cause some problems for you this month. Let's see what else we have for the advice. The advice is to take your time. This is someone who's going to have clarity, not the advice. The good thing is that there is clarity on taking your time, and you are moving fast with this energy, but it's taking its time. You are taking your time, but the energy is moving fast. I don't know if that makes sense. Night itself represents air. Air is about socializing, and it moves fast like the air. At the same time, you're moving slow like the Pentacles. So this is the slowest night. They're here taking their time. They're looking at the details. So it's like, there's no details, but the gift is that you are moving slow, paying attention to the details. Maybe this is the energy of taking care of your health, money, health, all that. This is more like job. And well, I don't want to say it's just job, because it could be health or a house. But there's some deception overall in a month, and there's lack of details, and maybe that's why you're being deceived. But here the positive is that you are able to take your time to move slow. That is a positive. And let's see what the advice is. The advice is, now this card is not normally in a major arcana, so I'm going to read. This card it's almost like the Fool the second time around, like in the second journey. I'm going to read what this card means. This card normally means that there's deja vu. It's like you're preparing for the adventure because you took the adventure the second time. Now the advice is not to take it again. Whatever the journey you were on before, no. Stop. Don't do it again. Second cycle, and it's like you've been through this journey, and the advice is do not repeat the journey. Change it up. Infinite possibilities, usually with the second go around, but it's like you already learned it, so you don't need to do it. So that is what we have for the lesson. Let's see what we have for the overall theme of the month for the next month. The third No, yes, this is the lesson of the 6th month, which is the last month of this reading, and we have the Death card in reverse. This usually means a transformation or going deep, and that's not happening for you. This is someone who's not getting deep. You're not focusing on getting, you're just like, let's have fun. Let's not focus on the darkness. That is the energy, focusing only on the surface level of everything. Let's see what we have for as a negative. And the negative is that you are really off balance. You are not practicing alchemy. You're not healing yourself. There is no healing. This card represents healing, and it's in reverse. For some reason, I didn't want to say it, but the cards are like yelling it at you now. So you're not focusing on healing. You're not focusing on the psychology of things. You're not focusing on moderation. Let's see. We'll get more into it. That is the negative side. And the positive is the King of Pentacles. Now, again, this is the energy. Again, this is slow energy, right? But now this is the leader. He is the finances. And it's almost like this person is going to leave you. Someone who is, or maybe it's you, who's not good at moving slow and paying attention to the details, that changes. It becomes more positive for you. You start to focus on that. Or maybe it's someone who is off balance with their health, or someone who's not good with their career, or maybe it's someone who is not good at finances, career, and their health. Maybe they are leaving you this month, and you're able to, whatever it is the positive, but I'm telling you what the energy represents. Someone who's off balance with their career, someone who's off balance with their money, someone who's off balance with their health, someone who's off balance with time and details and long-term energy. And this is the blessing. The blessing is maybe you're not focused on your career. Maybe you're not focused on your health, and because you need to focus on the inner work here. And this is the blessing for you. I hope that made sense. Now, the lesson is the 10 of Swords. The lesson is that don't let the words hurt you. The lesson is that usually these words hurt. You want to practice solitude, and you're like, I don't want to be with anyone. No, that's not the lesson here. The lesson is to release the swords off of your back. Release all the bad words. Release all the negative energy. I'm thinking this is the socializing here. Don't socialize with people who are hurting you. Release it. Usually this is like all the swords are in the back. That's usually what this picture represents. And this looks like someone who's balled up and like, get it. But the focus here is really the roles. And you need to focus on yourself and love. And release all that negative energy of socializing, talking, networking. All that needs to go away. Let's see. That is the advice for the last month. Let's see what we have for as our oracle reading. And we have the Strength card. I'm actually going to pull all three. Again, the Alchemist. This card has come up with everything. Let's see. And we have Sacred Sexuality. And this card could represent some sexuality as well. Now with the Strength card, first of all, it's a tree, right? And the tree is very grounded, earth energy. This card indicates a time where you need to tap into your reserve and strength and resilience. There may be things coming up in your life right now that require your courage and your willingness to be uncomfortable, your ability to adjust to any situation. If you lost or change, loss or change will depend on your patience in riding out the storm. Perseverance, especially through this, right? Sometimes we have to do this without a map. Whatever is coming up for you right now, understand that it will pass, and you just need to believe that you can move through it. Now, there's an okra, also known as a killer whale, for its hunting. They say there's an okra in this card, unless I don't know what an okra is. This is a sycamore tree. And sycamore is one of the oldest trees in the earth. And the sycamore comes from the fact that the tree looks sickly, like the old layers of the bark tears and peels away, making for an inner bark. This results in a collage of different hues of browns, greens, and white. It is a reminder that while we may be going through trials and do not feel strong, we are growing through our determinations to endure. Call upon the sycamore as your guide in getting in touch with your strength when you feel uncertain and shaky. And then there is a labradorite. And I think these are these stones here on the side. And they can open up your psychic intuition and abilities while also strengthening our will and protection on personal energies. It is helpful when you are working through challenges and need to protect yourself from getting drained or taking on things that not even yours to be dealing with. All right, so let's talk about the alchemist. And the alchemist is going to change the negative into the positive. So with this card, you need to use the ingredients to make the perfect balance. Life is going to give you lemons and you need to create lemonade. That is what this card is representing. Use your magic to take the negative into the positive. And then we have the sacred sexuality. And this is an ether energy, meaning that you can't touch it, you won't feel it. It's not tangible energy, it's things that are more internal, right? So really work the feelings and emotions of things and change it around to positivity. And all of us have that. And when you do that, then the universe will work on your side. Now we have sacred sexuality, right? And these have roses in them, which I love. I just love roses. Sometimes our wounds can manifest as not knowing our worth. In turn, we may accept too little from others. Perhaps we seek connection in wrong places. Perhaps we use our relationships with others as validation. It can end up looking so many different ways. But at some point, we may realize we need to source from within. So you're looking for love in all the wrong places, and you need to realize that you need to follow the love within. And I was focusing on that rose there. Focusing on that rose. And now I'm focused on the rose here. So rose can be a beautiful teacher in reclaiming yourself. It helps you understand how your sexual nature and heart merge and what you truly need. If you struggle through true intimacy, the rose can teach you how to surrender to that. The thorns of the rose are also an important aspect. While we undertake this process of opening, a rose can also teach you how to put up the necessary boundaries. I'm going to put that right in the middle for you. Now, the sacred sexuality is about sexual energy and the sexual self. It is a layer and potent part of who you naturally are. It can show up as wounds. It can also provide great healing. It can help you manifest. It can teach you boundaries. It can fuel and empower you. Sacred sexuality does not mean that your sexual presence or expression needs to look a certain way. It simply means that your sexuality is sacred as it is. It is a core part of your humanity as well as a spiritual and universal self. And when you have this card, it's asking you to examine your relationships with your sexual self. Is there anything you need to tend to? Is there anything you need healing or releasing of? Now, I don't know why. It says that there's horses, but I don't see that. Anyway, that is an amazing reading for you guys. Really focus on yourself here. This card here is still kind of bugging me. Everything's in reverse. I want you to know this. This last month, everything is in reverse. So it makes me think that all this stuff in reverse is that there is a halt. There is a stopping here. There's a lot of internal issues here. There's a lot of projection here. So I just want you to be aware of this last month. I'm going to pull one more card in answer of it. And this last month, I just want you to know that there is lack of clarity and there are not words being spoken, which I guess this was already said here. And there's a need to search the truth from within to start that path for the 6 months on to the next 6 months. If you want more, if you want a personal reading, I can provide that because I have one-on-one reading. If you really like this tarot and you're like, I love tarot. Well, Jupiter is in Gemini if you are currently, as I'm doing this, filming this, and that means that it's all about learning and learning the basics. And I have a master tarot school for you, and you can perfect your craft if you already know tarot, you can perfect it by joining my master class. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye.